I've got a fun demo for you today to help illustrate the power of masks and some of the fun creative things that you can do with your photography as long as you understand how to edit it later using the power of masking in Photoshop. This continues to be somewhat elusive for people who may not quite understand the concept or how it fits into a workflow. But I was out with a few people in Martha's Vineyard for our workshop in May of 2026, and one of the participants, Mary, decided that she wanted to take this picture. She wanted to be sitting with herself, enjoying the night in Edgartown underneath this appropriate sign, "Beware Sharks." So we talked a little bit through how we were going to accomplish this, and easily enough, all we had to do was take two separate pictures of Mary sitting at different positions in the bench with the intention of merging them together later using masking. So if you're going to do this, the one thing that you need to keep in mind is that each shot needs to be framed exactly the same, and all the lighting should be exactly the same with the same settings as well. So these are best in situations where you're going to be having a very static environment. In this case, we're out late at night. There's not much going on, and there's a light that is, I think it was a street light that's permanently shining on the scene. So none of that is changing. The light is staying the same, and she had her settings ready to go. And all she had to do between the two shots was move. So let's go over to Photoshop and I'll show you the two photos that we're using, and then we're going to blend them together. Here we are in Photoshop. I've got two images loaded into the layers panel down here. And you can accomplish that quite easily through Lightroom by highlighting both images and doing a photo export to Photoshop as layers, and it'll load it in just like this. It does not matter which image is on the top. All that matters is how the images are structured. So on the top image, we've got Mary on the right, and on the bottom image, we've got Mary on the left. So first off, you might be thinking, well, can't I use some of these auto blend functions down here to merge them together? And you can't, because none of them is quite right. You get all sorts of funky artistic effects, but we're certainly not getting what we want out of the situation. So we're going to do this using a brush by hand and a layer mask. I'm going to click this square with a circle on the top image. We're going to be working on this, what you think is this white panel, but realistically, we're going to be brushing on top of the picture itself over here. But all the results are going to be on this panel. Essentially, what's happening is we are brushing away parts of the top image to reveal what's below. And we're using two colors, black and white. When you click on that layer mask, you're automatically going to get black and white. You've probably heard the lingo, black reveals and white conceals. So let me give you a slightly different jingle for that. Black will bring the photo from below up to the top, and white will undo it. So if you need to correct something that you overbrushed, you can do that. You could, of course, use an eraser tool for this whole process. The problem is that if you realize later you made a mistake, let's say you've made several edits in other ways, and you're like, oh no, I've got to fix this eraser. You've got to undo everything you just did to get all the way back to that point, which is really frustrating. And that is what we call a destructive edit. This is non-destructive because we're not actually touching the image. We're working on a magical layer in between. So I've got black chosen on the top. I'm going to grab a brush. I'm using a circle, a hard circle, which is going to be fine for this. Make this a little larger here. And I'm just going to start clicking across the work area, and it is revealing left Mary. Now, if you look over here on the layer mask, you can see where the black is going. That's telling me where in the layer mask I am essentially erasing that top image. By erasing, I mean just temporarily going away. Because remember, we're not doing a destructive erase. We're just kind of concealing parts of the pixels in the image. All right. So you can just hold the brush down. This is why it's also really important that the scene is static. So there's no change in lighting or anything. Everything looks great. We do have a little bit of a thing that we have to deal with here. Make sure we got all of Mary so she's where she needs to be. And that has to do with her hands. So she overlapped her hands between the shots. So we have to figure out which hand is the front one and which is the back one. Now I know because I've already worked on this. So I've done all my erasing using the black brush. I'm going to bring back the hand from Right Mary, which remember is on the top. I'm going to bring that back using the white to get an idea how we need to work this. I'm going to make this brush a little bit smaller. There we go. I'm going to zoom in a bit. So this is where a little bit of nuance is going to happen. Here we go. Now I'm going to overdo it a little bit because I really want to figure out where the overlapping is happening. Do you see how it's starting to bring the bench wood back in? That's okay, because now I know where the edge of her hand is, and I'm going to flip back to black so I can start to paint the hand from below back into the image. I'm just kind of eyeballing it here, but I would normally zoom in a little bit more, but I think I'm doing okay. Okay, I think we got it. Oh, there's a little edge right around the tip of her finger. And okay, I think that's good. Great. Let's zoom back out here. Hands look good. And there we have dueling Marys, or in this case, maybe sharks. I hope you found this helpful. I want to thank Mary for donating the images so that we could get through this tutorial, and for having a really great idea while we were out enjoying the workshop lurking around Edgartown. And Mary, I hope this helps you as well. Anybody who has worked with masks before recognizes the power of them, and hopefully having now seen how we can manipulate masks to be creative will allow you to take different types of compositions in the field, knowing that you have the power of editing to work with later. Take care.